I spent $300 on outdoor lighting that looked amazing for exactly 2 weeks. Then bulbs started dying, electrical bills jumped, and half the lights stopped working in the first rainstorm. That's when I discovered solar lighting, but not the cheap dim pathway lights everyone tries first and hates. Today, my entire outdoor space glows like a resort every evening. Zero electrical costs, zero wiring nightmares, and it's actually brighter than my old electric system. The secret? Understanding which solar lights work for different purposes and how to position them for maximum impact. Welcome to Daily Garden Fix, where we prove solar lighting can outperform expensive electric systems when you know what you're doing. Hit subscribe because I'm about to reveal the exact solar lighting strategies that transform my dark backyard into an evening paradise. Let's light up your outdoor spaces the smart way. Idea 1. Solar. Uplighting for dramatic tree effects, standard solar stakes just line pathways. But positioning powerful solar spotlights at tree bases creates the dramatic uplighting you see at luxury hotels. Here's the unique technique. I use high lumen solar spotlights, minimum 400 lumens, positioned at tree trunk bases angled upward at 45 degrees. This illuminates trunk texture and throws dramatic shadows through branches onto fences and walls. The innovation is my multiple light layering. Instead of one spotlight per tree, I use 3 lights positioned around the trunk at 120-degree intervals. And this eliminates harsh shadows, creating even illumination, while the overlapping beams increase brightness significantly. I will also color coordinate with seasons. Warm white lights in fall and winter create cozy ambiance. Cool white lights in spring and summer make spaces feel larger and fresher. Swapping color temperatures changes entire mood with the same fixtures. Cost is about $20 per tree for quality lights. The uplighting transformation rivals professional landscape lighting, costing thousands in installation and ongoing electrical costs. Idea 2. Mason jar solar lantern strings. You've seen solar string lights, but my mason jar diffusers create ambient lighting that actually illuminates usable space instead of just providing a sparkle. Here's what's unique. I thread solar string lights through mason jar arrays, hung at varying heights. The jars diffuse concentrated LED points into ambient glow that spreads light evenly across patio areas. The innovation is my reflective backing system. I line jar backs with aluminum foil or mirror tiles. This reflects light forward, doubling effective brightness while preventing light waste into empty air behind jars. I also create height variation intentionally. Jars near seating hang at 6 feet, providing task lighting. Jars along periphery hang at 8 feet, providing ambient background glow. The varied heights create layered lighting depth. Cost is essentially free using collected jars plus $12 for solar string lights. And the diffused ambient lighting creates actually functional illumination rather than just decorative sparkle. Idea 3. Solar spotlight. Wall washing. Most people point lights at objects. I point powerful solar spotlights at walls, creating wall washing effects that make spaces feel dramatically larger. The unique approach. I mount solar spotlights at ground level, aiming upward at fence and house walls. The light spreads across wall surfaces, creating glowing backgrounds that reflect illumination throughout the space. Here's the innovation. I paint the walls being washed with high reflectance exterior paint. Light-colored walls reflect up to 80% of light hitting them. This passive amplification makes solar lights perform like much more powerful fixtures. I also layer multiple light sources, washing the same wall from different angles. The overlapping washes eliminate shadows, creating even professional lighting that makes walls become light sources themselves. Cost is about $15 per spotlight. The wall washing technique transforms lighting from spotlights on objects to architectural illumination that makes entire spaces glow. Idea 4, solar chandelier. Dining lights, patio lighting usually comes from walls or posts. My overhead solar chandelier creates focused dining illumination that's actually functional for evening meals. Here's what's unique. I wire multiple solar stake lights to wire baskets or hanging planter frames, creating chandelier formations. The lights point downward, providing task lighting directly over tables. The innovation is my dimmer system. I install individual light covers made from cut bottles or jars painted with translucent glass paint. More paint layers, which more dimming. I customize each light's brightness, creating balanced illumination across the table. I also create adjustable height chandeliers using mop pulley systems. Lower the chandelier for intimate dinners. Raise it for ambient party lighting. The same fixture serves multiple functions through height adjustment. Cost is about $25, including basket and lights. The overhead task lighting makes outdoor dining actually functional after dark rather than just atmospheric. Idea 5, solar stair lighting for safety. Standard solar path lights along stairs are dim and inconsistent. My integrated riser lighting creates safe, even illumination. The unique technique, I mount small solar lights horizontally under each stair nose, illuminating the tread below. The horizontal mounting makes lights invisible from above while providing perfect step visibility. Here's the innovation. I link multiple stair lights via low voltage wire to single solar panels positioned in optimal sun exposure. This separates power collection from light placement, solving the problem of shaded stair lights that never charge properly. I also use motion-activated lights at stair tops and bottoms. The lights stay dim for ambiance, then brighten to full power when someone approaches. This extends battery life and while ensuring safety when needed. Cost is about $6 per step for quality lights. The under-tread placement with centralized solar panels creates reliable safety lighting that actually works every night. Idea 6, solar string, Patio light. Canopy. Overhead string lights create ambiance, but my strategic placement creates actual usable illumination. Here's what's unique. Instead of straight line installations, I create zigzag patterns with varying densities. Dense light concentration over seating areas provides task lighting. Sparse patterns at periphery provide ambient glow. The innovation is my height variation strategy. I hang lights at 3 distinct levels, 8 feet over walkways, 7 feet over seating, 6 feet over tables. The varied heights guide traffic flow while optimizing light placement for each area's purpose. I also integrate dimmer panels between light sections. Clear panels cause them full brightness. Frosted panels armor softened glow. Colored panels armor mood lighting. The panel inserts let me customize atmosphere without changing bulb colors. Cost is about $30 for quality solar string lights covering 20 feet. The strategic density and height variation creates professional lighting design from simple string lights. Idea 7, solar lantern pathway markers. Pathway stakes are standard. My elevated lantern system creates sophisticated lighting that actually illuminates paths rather than just marking them. The unique approach, I mount solar lanterns on posts at 30-inch heights along path edges. The elevated position spreads light across path surfaces rather than creating bright spots every few feet. Here's the innovation. I use alternating cool and warm white lights along paths. Cool white on one side, warm white on the other. The color temperature contrast creates visual interest while the combined light appears neutral and bright. I also position lanterns at varied distances from path edges. Some close, some set back. The irregular spacing creates organic feel while preventing the military precision look that makes standard pathway lighting feel institutional. Cost is about $12 per lantern. The elevated alternating system creates sophisticated path lighting that's both beautiful and functional. Idea 8. Solar accent lighting for garden beds. Standard garden lights just illuminate plants. My strategic positioning creates depth and drama through layered lighting. Here's what's unique. I position 3 different light types in each bed: upward spots on tall plants, downward spots on ground covers, and side angle spots on mid-height plants. The multi-directional lighting creates 3-dimensional depth. The innovation is my color temperature layering. Warm white on foreground plants makes them advance visually. Cool white on background plants makes them recede. The temperature variation creates exaggerated depth perception, making beds feel larger. I also use lower lumen lights, 100, 200 lumens, than most people think necessary. Subtle garden bed lighting creates mystery and intrigue. Overlighted gardens feel flat and artificial. Cost is about $8 per light. The layered multi-directional approach with temperature variation creates professional botanical garden lighting. Idea 9. Solar deck, post, cap lights. Post cap lights usually provide minimal illumination. My modified high output system creates actual functional deck lighting. The unique technique, I remove standard low output cap lights and replace with high lumen LED pucks, 300 plus lumens, powered by upgraded solar panels. The increased output transforms caps from decoration to actual illumination. Here's the innovation. I add reflector cones below each cap light, directing light downward onto deck surfaces rather than dispersing into empty air. The reflectors focus light where it's needed, increasing its effective brightness by 200%. I also install caps at varied heights. Standard height on deck corners, reduced height on mid-span posts. The variation prevents harsh shadows while ensuring even deck surface illumination. Cost is about $15 per cap light upgrade. The high output focus system makes deck lighting actually functional for evening activities. Idea 10. Solar security. Lighting with smart features. Basic solar motion lights just turn on and off. My layered system creates intelligent security lighting that adapts to different situations. Here's what's unique. I install 3 security light levels: dim ambient lights always on, medium bright zone lights on short timers, and maximum bright focus lights on motion sensors. The layered approach prevents the harsh on, and off that makes standard motion lights annoying. The innovation is my positioning strategy. I overlap multiple lights, so any motion triggers 2 to 3 fixtures simultaneously. The overlapping coverage eliminates dark spots, while redundancy ensures lighting even if one fixture fails. I also position lights to illuminate faces rather than creating backlit silhouettes. Lights positioned too high create shadows, making facial recognition impossible. My lower positioning, peak at 6 feet high, provides better security documentation. Cost is about $30 per light. The intelligent layered system creates effective security without the harsh on-trail off cycling that bothers neighbors. Idea 11. Solar water feature lighting. Underwater solar lights exist but perform poorly. My above water spotlight system creates dramatic water illumination that actually works. The unique approach, I position powerful spotlights above water aimed downward at fountains and waterfalls. The light penetrates water without the reduced performance of submersible fixtures. Here's the innovation. I use colored lights strategically. Cool blue lights on still water areas create depth illusion. Warm lights on moving water, fountains, waterfalls, create sparkle and energy. The color psychology enhances water feature effects. I also create reflection optimization by positioning lights to bounce off water surfaces into surrounding plants. The reflected light creates 2-for-1 illumination. Direct water lighting plus reflected garden lighting. Cost is about $20 per spotlight. The above water positioning with strategic color creates reliable water feature lighting that actually lasts. Idea 12. Solar pergola lighting. Integration. Pergolas usually get string lights. My integrated beam lighting creates architectural emphasis while providing functional illumination. Here's what's unique. I mount LED strip lights along pergola beams using adhesive-backed strips powered by centralized solar panels. The beam lighting emphasizes architectural lines while providing even overhead illumination. The innovation is my dimming zones. Strips over seating run at full brightness, strips over walkways run at 60%, strips on decorative outer beams run at 30%. The graduated brightness creates depth while conserving power for areas needing maximum light. I also add color changing capability using RGB strips. White light for dining and activities. Colored light for parties and special occasions. The same system serves multiple purposes through color control. Cost is about $40 for strips and solar system. The integrated beam lighting creates sophisticated architectural illumination. Standard string lights can't match. Idea 13. Solar bollard path lights. Standard bollards provide minimal light. My modified high output system creates actual path illumination. The unique technique, I replace standard bollard lights with upgraded 360-degree LED modules, 400 plus lumens. The increased output transforms bollards from markers to actual light sources. Here's the innovation. I add diffuser sleeves, creating even light distribution. Standard clear bollards create hot spots at the top with darkness at ground level. My diffusers spread light vertically, creating even ground illumination. I also position bollards at optimal spacing based on actual light spread rather than at aesthetic spacing. I map light coverage with a lux meter, positioning bollards where beams just overlap, creating even illumination without dark spots or excessive brightness. Cost is about $25 per bollard. The high output diffuse system creates professional path lighting that actually illuminates rather than just marks. Idea 14. Solar accent. Wall sconces. Wall-mounted solar lights usually look cheap. My integrated sconce system creates architectural lighting that appears hardwired. Here's what's unique. I mount solar panels on roof edges or fence tops where they're invisible, running low-voltage wire to wall-mounted light fixtures positioned for aesthetic impact. This separates power collection from light placement. The innovation is my fixture selection. I use high-quality LED fixtures designed for AC power, but adapted for DC solar. These fixtures look like expensive hardwired lights because they essentially are just powered by solar instead of grid electricity. I also create layered wall lighting. Upward-facing sconces create dramatic uplighting. Downward-facing create focused path lighting. And outward-facing create ambient glow. Multiple sconce types create sophisticated lighting layers. Cost is about $30 per sconce, including solar panel. The separated panel, bright fixture design with quality fixtures creates lighting indistinguishable from expensive hardwired systems. 14 solar lighting strategies that create professional results. The pattern, understanding that solar lighting has evolved far beyond cheap pathway stakes. Modern solar lights can match or exceed hardwired systems when properly selected and positioned. The key is knowing which lights work for which purposes and how to position them for maximum impact. Your outdoor space is waiting for transformation. Stop accepting dim, ineffective lighting just because it's solar. Demand performance and beauty. Which lighting idea will you implement? Comment below. Subscribe to Daily Garden Fix for more outdoor lighting innovations. Now go light up your nights the smart way.